Greetings from BBMacs.
And welcome to our show.
Now today we're going to be talking about a very special upcoming event. And that is, in a sense it's an anniversary, but everybody calls it a birthday. And what is that?
The 250th birthday of our country.
Yes, the Declaration of Independence. Now we should be dancing in the streets about that and all the amenities and things we have, right?
And too many people are too busy arguing and fussing.
Yes, it's beating each other up. It's crazy. What are we doing? We have such a great situation here. All the amenities we have and the 250th birthday of our country. And it reminds me of a situation back in 1787 when the founding fathers determined that the Articles of Confederation were not strong enough to hold our country together. So they had the Constitutional Convention. And where was that?
Philadelphia and Pennsylvania.
Yes. And that was the summer of 1787. And what did they not have?
They didn't have air conditioning.
Yes, yeah. And what else did they do?
They had to close the windows so that others wouldn't listen in.
Right. They wanted to keep the proceedings secret. But there was very raucous gathering. There was disagreements and everything, but they worked together. As the braver angels have, I do this all the time, but we'll go a little bit into it. Liberals, conservatives, instead of beating each other up, we need to work together. And that's what they did back in 1787. They didn't beat each other up. They worked together and came up with our Constitution. A great document, fantastic document. And that leads us up to our goal of, what is our goal?
To have everyone live together in peace, live by the golden rule, and live in a country that truly is of the people, by the people, for the people.
Yes, whose government is of the people, by the people, for the people. Yes, that's our goal. Now when you start talking about that and people hear that and they say, what do they say?
Sometimes they say, oh, that can't happen. But that's an automatic negative thought, and that doesn't get you anywhere. That holds you back.
Right, it does. We need to replace that with a positive, empowering thought. What can I do to help achieve this goal? And I say that one of the things you can do is you can always remember that you have within you the strength, the patience,
and the passion.
And the passion, yes. The strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and change the world. You can do that. We can do that. And that's the key word is we.
Together, we can get a lot more done.
And I believe that this comes from your conscience. When you consult your conscience, that's where we need to start, consulting your conscience and living by the golden rule. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to have a bunch of quotes here today. We're going to have another one, a small body of determined spirits, fueled by an unquenchable faith in their mission,
can alter the course of history.
Yes, yeah, and who said that?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Yes, and he was in India, and what did he have when he was over there?
He didn't have a lot of power or prestige or money or anything like that.
Right, but he was passion. His passion propelled him to compel the change that he wanted to see. He took on the British Empire, and he basically succeeded. And what was one of the big things that he did?
He walked across India in protest of the English government not letting them make their own salt.
Right, they had to buy it from the British government, and they didn't want to do that. They wanted to be able to make their own. And he stopped that with that salt march. We have, that was the quote there, okay. Then we have another one more. We never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed individuals can change the world. In fact, it's the only thing that ever has. And that was from Margaret Mead. And that's true. You just got to start small. Not everybody.
Got to start somewhere.
Right.
You're going to have something.
That's what Brenda and I are doing, but we can't do it alone. The key word, everybody, we need to do this. And you don't let the ants get in your way. Banish the ants. Automatic negative thoughts. Oh yeah, I want to speak.
We need power.
Positive
empowering thoughts.
Yes. You get into negatives and positives here. In magnetics, it is
the opposites attract.
Opposites attract, but not with this. Not with negative thoughts. They don't attract them. They don't attract positive thoughts. Banish the negative thoughts and attract positive thoughts, and you'll be so much happier, so much better off. That's one small step for a person.
And a big step for the whole community.
Right, when people think that way. There's another quote here we have. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And that's true too, very true, right?
It is.
Yes, if you think about it, it's yes. What lies within us, our conscience. It's the interior space in which we can listen to and hear the truth, the good, the voice of God, right?
Yes.
Whether you believe in God or not, your conscience is there. You know it's there. You know what is right and wrong.
You know inside what's good.
What's right and wrong. And consulting your conscience will give you the strength, the patience, and the passion to
reach for the stars.
And that was a quote from Harriet Tubman, by the way. And she went through what she went through. That's amazing. Amazing how courageous she was. She went back down to free slaves. She went back down into the South. If she had gotten caught, she could have been hung or put back in slavery.
She escaped slavery herself.
Right. Yeah. She was an awesome woman, a very awesome woman. Now, another thing we need to do more of these days, is say please and thank you.
Yeah, don't take people for granted, things that they do for you. Be appreciative.
Right, and say please and thank you. If you like to hear them from yourself, send it out to other people. Compliment other people. You see somebody in the grocery store doing a good job, say, hey, good job. And things like that. Random acts of kindness. Those are always good. And apologize as needed, right?
Yes, don't let your pride get in the way.
Right. And sometimes it's not easy to do, but you really need to do it. You'll feel better after having done it because you'll have a clear conscience, that feeling of inner peace instead of stress. Mm-hmm. Yep. And a clear conscience. Oh, that's a great feeling. It is. It really is. It sounds kind of corny or whatever.
Well, then you have nobody after you, nobody angry with you, nobody after you.
Right. Nobody saying, oh, well, geez, I have to worry about them getting back at me and things like that. You don't have to worry about that. So you need to be a conscientious doer, not a
constant complainer.
Because complaining, what does complaining get? Nothing. It doesn't do any good.
No, it doesn't get you anywhere.
We need to be doing something. And living by the golden rule is a result of consulting your conscience. They work together very well, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we have another quote here. Labor to keep alive in your breast that little spark of celestial fire called conscience. That was George Washington in 1748. And that's a great quote, but there's a little something about him that's not quite so good. And what's that?
He described ownership of slaves as the only avoidable subject of regret.
Yes, he knew they knew that it was bad. They knew that it was wrong, but in that time, there was nothing they could do. And slavery's been around for humanity, for as long as humanity's been around, basically. Mm. But something that they couldn't figure out what to do with it. They just couldn't come up with a way to do it, so they ended up kicking the can down the road, unfortunately. Now, now leading again to get back up to the birthday here, or the anniversary, as I call it, but as George Washington put it in his first inaugural address, the preservation of the sacred fire of liberty and the destiny of the Republican model of government are justly considered as being staked on the experiment and trust to the hands of the American people. And that's
nobody had a government as such before, so it was something brand new they were trying.
Right. Yes, it's an experiment, and I think it has worked out very well. Now, people of France tried to emulate what we had done. They had a revolution in 1789 in France, but what happened?
The power and control and the love of money got in the way, and it overtook them.
Overtook the people who had succeeded in revolting, and that just overcame them, and they ended up with tyranny and Napoleon. That wasn't very good. So they were trying to do what we were doing, and they saw, but one thing they didn't like was that we still had slavery. But when we abolished slavery, that enticed them to do what?
That inspired them to give us the Statue of Liberty.
Yes. And we have that here. We we went there, 2 or 3 years ago, and that was awesome, really cool. Highly recommend that you go there. And one thing that people don't notice too much is at the base of the statue, there is
broken shackles, symbolizing the abolishing of slavery.
Yes. Now, the people, everybody calls it the Statue of Liberty. But what is the actual name of the statue?
It's liberty enlightening the world.
And that's what the people of France were hoping, that the United States, we could lead by example and help liberty to enlighten the world. There was replicas of the Statue of Liberty throughout the world. Many, many places have replicas. Not as big, of course, but there's replicas around the world. And there was one, they have a quote from somebody. And what was that about the Statue of Liberty?
Ho Chi Minh was very frustrated because he wanted independence for Vietnam, but we took the side of France, which was trying to have them as a colony again.
Right.
After World War II.
After World War II, yeah. And what he said about, because he had studied in America, and he started in France, he studied in France for a while and then came to America. And he loved the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. He was very enamored by them. And he actually based the Declaration of Independence for Vietnam after World War II. He based it on the Declaration of Independence that we have. But we sided with France, and the United Nations, the very brand new United Nations, sided with France. And it didn't work out very well for him, because what did he do?
He was very frustrated, and he said, what, is the statue standing on her head?
Yeah, that's what he said about the Statue of Liberty, is standing on her head. But then when he became leader of Vietnam, the love of money, power, and control overcame him, and he became dictator. So humanity sometimes is not so good. But we have a great quote here that's we really like. We in this country, and this is from John F. Kennedy on the day that in Dallas. He never got to give this speech. Unfortunately, an assassin's bullet cut him down. But this is the end of the speech that he was going to give. We in this country, in this generation, are, by destiny rather than choice, the watchmen on the walls of world freedom. We ask, therefore, that we may be worthy of our power and responsibility, that we may exercise our strength with wisdom and restraint, and that we may achieve in our time and for all time the ancient vision of peace on earth, goodwill towards men. And that's what we're trying to do. I know that we can do this. We can do this.
All together we can.
When
yes,
we work
we
together,
can accomplish this.
when we banish the automatic negative thoughts, oh, that'll never happen, replace them with positive, empowering thoughts, positive, empowering actions. Now, we need to do this. And too many people are sitting on the sidelines thinking, well, everybody knows that we got this problem. They know that anybody can do something about it. They're all waiting for
somebody, and they're all waiting for somebody, and it ends up nobody.
Nobody. And that's not good. We need to do this. We need to work together and do this. Getting back to the Constitutional Convention of 1787. And they did. They didn't bash each other. They worked together. That's what we need to do. That's what Braver Angels needs to do. We'll speak a little bit about them here. It's an organization working to depolarize our country. So that we
promote peace.
Yes, promote peace, exactly. There's a few things on there. One of the things they have is a Skills for Disagreeing Better workshop. And that's really good. So you can talk to people and not be bashing each other. You need to listen and understand each other. They have the Trustworthy Elections Report. They were, back in 2020, after the election, they said, wow, this is really all that rancorous back and forth about that. The Braver Angels Convention decided we need to do something about this. And there were 200 volunteers in 27 states. They came up with 727 points of agreement. And these are unanimous points of agreement from all 200 volunteers, and 200 volunteers from 100 conservatives, 100 liberals. And all 727 unanimously agreed on. And then, guided by these points of agreement, the Braver Angels leadership team came up with 23 specific solutions. Check it out on their website, braverangels.org. Look for Trustworthy Elections Report. They also have a thing on immigration. That's a hot topic nowadays. And they want to do a similar thing on immigration. That's going to be released in 2027. They're working on it right now. Go to Braver Angels, go to the home page, go to the Take Action button, click on that, and in the drop-down box, click on the Immigration Initiative, and it'll bring you to what you can do to get involved in this. That's what we need to do, right?
Yes.
We need to get involved in this.
Together we can accomplish a lot more.
Right. And then there's another one, citizen-led solutions. It's nice to be able to talk to each other, right?
Yes. Sometimes the people of the town can even come up with something to help
Right. And that's what
get ideas together.
Sorry. That's what citizen-led solutions is all about, taking action. It's nice to be able to talk to people civilly, but we need to do things as well, and that's what citizen-led solutions does. Again, you go to the Braver Angels website, braverangels.org, and check that out. And now we'll close by another quote from President Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do.
For you, but ask what you can do for your country.
And that's what we need to do. We need to work together and return our country to being the United States of America. Thank you for your time and consideration.
We'll see you again soon.